Hello and welcome to TelecomTV. We are here at the SDN World Congress 2016 in The Hague in the Netherlands, and I'm talking with Sunil Khandekar, who is the founder and CEO of Nuage Networks, which now, of course, Sunil, is a business unit of Nokia Networks.
That's right.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you, Martin. Excellent.
Let's get straight to it. You have been, by definition, an SDN pioneer. You're a man who knows what's going on. You've got a team of 150 people working on research and development and so on. How do you think then, how do you know the technology is being adapted in both the data center and in the wide area network?
Thank you. Couldn't be happier, Martin, with the progress that we have seen since we started Nuage back in January of 2012. Things have moved and progressed from the classic hype and discussions about what this brand new technology would do to beachheads, and now we are starting to see everything go into mainstream production. So it's very, very encouraging for us. SDN is one of the essential technologies now that is being used to modernize enterprise and telco data centers and make them highly agile, programmable clouds, as well as it's being used to modernize the wide area network and make it highly efficient, programmable, and automated with software-defined wide area network. In our case, what we have seen is we have now over 190 plus implementations, 70 plus production deployments in both the data center offer that we have, where we've seen large, very large multinationals in financials, in high tech, in retail, in pharmaceuticals, in healthcare adopt our platform. And of course, the telco customers, very large telco customers that are using our technology to build the telco clouds, as well as to provide public cloud services. And on the SD-WAN side, what we have seen is we have now, and I was extremely excited and fortunate to have Neil McRae from BT, who's the managing director and chief architect there, join us yesterday and announce their selection of Nuage for their SD-WAN deployment. So we've, of course, a marquee customer like BT, but there's several other customers and telcos that have adopted our SD-WAN technology as well. So it's fantastic all-around progress. We're happy to be at the forefront of this in an exciting time in networking industry.
Well, telecommunications and electronic comms is moving very, very quickly, but I remember when you set Nuage up, and we've talked a few times about it in the past. I mean, 4 years, it's fantastic speed to do what you've done. But secondly, it's very, very interesting that you're getting into vertical markets as well as overarching comms technology.
Indeed. And this is our third year in the market. And one of the reasons, by the way, that it's really helped us is that we are leveraging some of the technology that we developed as part of Alcatel-Lucent's IP routing division. That is truly helping, and it's a comfort to enterprises as well as telco customers to know that we are using a hardened operating system as our SDN controller, as part of our SDN controller. But indeed, as a result, there are customers across the board who have had need, especially enterprises. They've had the need of this type of modernized technology to automate all their data center requirements for all their diverse workloads, whether it's virtual machines, whether it's containers, bare metal servers, and the ability to actually burst into public cloud, all the while maintaining a consistent policy layer. That's what is critical.
Let's move on.
Sure.
There's been a lot of emphasis over the past months on SD-WAN. It looks as though the market's beginning to get rather crowded, to say the least of it. What do you make of it? What do you make of that, the fact that's happening? And how does your approach differentiate you from the opposition?
Your observation is spot on. It is a crowded market, and there are traditional vendors that are, of course, wanting to participate, maintain their customer base and wanting to participate. There are the WAN optimization vendors that also want to participate, as well as a lot of new entrants and startups. Look, SD-WAN at its heart is about connecting users that are spread everywhere, enterprise users, to applications that they need to get to either in their private data centers or cloud or in the public data centers. So it's about automating that connectivity for them to get those users from everywhere to applications anywhere. As a result, what you have to do is take a platforms approach, and which is what we did at Nuage, in modernizing the network and making it highly automated through a declarative policy engine. Because we have done that and not taken the approach of let's automate only the wide area, let's automate only the data center, because once you do that, what you have is you end up with islands of automation. And that just defeats the purpose ultimately, because it doesn't get users to connect to the applications effectively, quickly, and automated manner when they want it, where they need it. And as a result, the platforms approach that Nuage has taken right from the get-go of building a modern platform for network automation of entire wide area, as well as in the data center, as well as in the public cloud, is truly has benefits and is helping us get the customer momentum that I was talking about.
When you see, talking about momentum, when you see the momentum which is behind SDN and an FV now, and you see the market filling up very, very quickly with aspirational companies who, you know, I can have some of this, I want some of this.
Sure.
But it seems to me, having talked to some of them and looked at the way the industry is going, they're not exactly niche players, but they're coming with a particular idea and a particular notion of saying we're going to help in this area. You're providing across the gamut, are you not?
Indeed. Look, SDN is the connectivity, the automated connectivity, and it helps to modernize the networking, which has been in the rut in the wide area as well as in the data center for so long. Yeah. And that's what we are, in some ways, you know, the poster child or poster of disruptive innovation in how we have approached this. In this phenomenon of SDN and white boxes is all at the core about modernizing how we do connectivity of users to applications. And NFV, from our point of view, is just a use case of SDN. Because to connect those network functions quickly and effectively, you need a fabric. That fabric is done by SDN. Mm-hmm.
Last question to you. It seems that every day we read and hear more about security and it becoming a more and more critical component in networks. I take it that is the reality. And are there some areas, do you think, Sunil, where a different approach to networking is of benefit?
You know, you're absolutely right, Martin. Every CIO, CTO, CISO that I talk to, they absolutely subscribe to the automation, the agility, the programmability that SDN provides, but absolutely not at the cost of security and compliance. It's critically important for them that as they modernize their IT infrastructures, whether it's in the data center or in the wide area, that security doesn't get left behind. Because you have, as I was observing and talking about the networking being in the rut, as we modernize networking, we got to bring the security technology along with it. And if you go back to the key tenets of SDN framework, which is abstraction of the network capabilities, automation of network provisioning, but not forgetting control and visibility. If done right, you can actually modernize your security infrastructure, because rather than having just a perimeter-centric security, which doesn't quite cut it and allows for a lateral spread of east-west malware, what you want is highly distributed policies that are put closest to the workloads or closest to the users. And SDN framework allows us to do that. So it's, in today's day and age, it's about predicting very accurately, detecting very precisely, and then responding quickly, effectively, and surgically. That's what SDN framework, when done right, allows you to do.
Excellent stuff. Sunil, Khandekar, as usual, thanks very much indeed.
Great to talk to you, Martin.